Her kitchen is where the magic is made.
Hello there, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Holly, your friendly neighborhood carnivore, and I am so happy you could join me today. So today's recipe is just a little bit different from my usual because I don't typically do a whole lot of chicken. In fact, I don't know a whole lot of carnivores that do eat a whole lot of chicken, but there are a few of us that dabble here and there, and I do enjoy it from time to time. My kids love chicken, more specifically Chick Fil A chicken, so that's not always the best. And that is why I am bringing this recipe to your attention today. We are going to be making a completely carnivore chicken nugget. I'm talking the breading, what you're cooking it in, absolutely everything, completely carnivore. I do have one ingredient that might be a little bit questionable, which is what I'm going to be marinating these in. So I'm excited to show you guys this. The marinade is completely optional. However, if you are going for that Chick Fil A vibe, you're not going to want to skip this. I do have an alternative marinade that I'm testing out that I've never tried before, just because it's something that you might be a little more likely to have in your carnivore pantry than this other item. So I am excited to share this recipe with you guys, and then I can't wait to have a taste test. I am starting out by protecting my wooden cutting board because I do not want to have to turn it into my chicken only board. I've got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs here, and I am going to cut those into nugget sizes. So whatever that means for you. For me, that's about roughly 1 inch by 1 inch. Once you have all of these cut into chunks, you're going to transfer them over into a quart-size Ziploc bag. And then time for our secret ingredient, that is the juice from dill pickles. And I'm just going to pour some of the pickle brine into the chicken. I've got another bag I'm experimenting with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Once you have got your vinegar or your pickle juice in your bags, you're going to squish all the air out that you can, and you are going to move these in the refrigerator and let them sit in that juice and marinade for 20 minutes. Don't do it longer since these are cut into small pieces. It will start breaking down your chicken too much. I put them in for 10 minutes, flip them over on the other side, and go for 10 more minutes. Now we're going to get into our chicken dipping sauce while these are marinating. I'm starting off with some avocado mayo. Make sure you check your avocado mayo and that it really is avocado oil being used here. We're gonna add a little bit of Dijon mustard. I've got some sugar-free barbecue sauce here. I've got some liquid smoke. I like the mesquite one. Just a few drops. And I'm adding some Redmond organic seasoned salt. I've got some garlic powder and some onion powder. And then we are just going to get this mixed up. Once you've stirred it all in together, stick your finger in there and give it a taste, and you can adjust it as you need to. Mine tasted pretty darn good, so I'm wrapping this up and tossing it in the refrigerator. I'm coming up on the last few minutes of the chicken marinating, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my breading station ready. I am starting with some eggs. I'm going to whisk in some Redmond organic seasoned salt. This is my go-to seasoning when it comes to chicken, is this Redmond seasoned salt. It is so good. For my breading, I'm going to use chicken flour. I will have it linked where you can order some. However, I will make a video very shortly on how you guys can make your own much more affordable chicken flour. And once again, I am sprinkling in some Redmond seasoned salt here. One other thing to add to this chicken flour is 2 tablespoons of beef gelatin powder and get that mixed in there really well. Then we're gonna get out one more tray, and in that one we are going to put just beef gelatin, nothing else. I'm gonna go ahead and add some beef tallow into my pot and start bringing it up to temperature. I'm setting this on medium heat. Finally, time to bring out the chicken, and I'm going to start the process. You don't have to dry the chicken off first. That is the beauty of the beef gelatin. You are just going to pull the chicken out, dredge it in the beef gelatin, dredge it in the egg, and then dredge it in the chicken flour mixture. You're going to repeat this process until you have all of your nuggets coated. Once your tallow is hot enough, it is time to start adding some nuggets in. I'm trying not to crowd them too much because whenever you fry with beef gelatin, it likes to reach out and grab all of the little things next to it, and I didn't want this to be really hard to flip over. Cook these long enough until they are golden brown, flip them over, let them get golden brown on the other side. Use a meat thermometer to check that the temperature has reached 165 degrees, and then you can remove them from the tallow. I like to place mine on a cookie sheet that has been lined with a cooling rack. That way any extra tallow can drip down without consequence. And I move it into the oven set on the warm setting so that these can stay hot while I finish frying everything else. Repeat the process until all of your nuggets are golden and delicious. If you have a deep fryer, you absolutely can deep fry these in tallow instead of just doing this on the stovetop the way I am. Once all of your nuggets have come out, sprinkle one more time with a generous portion of Redmond seasoned salt. Again, this is my favorite seasoning for chicken, and that's all there is to it. Okay, you guys, it's time for Silly Moments with Holly, where I just recorded an entire taste test for you guys, and this stupid thing wasn't recording. So here we go again. So I have got my beautiful golden nuggets here. This particular one was brined in the pickle juice. I've got the one brined in the apple cider vinegar. And then because I ran out of chicken flour in the middle of dredging these, I finished off some in just the beef gelatin. So we're gonna try them all and see what works. So I've made my chicken dipping sauce. Of course, I will have the recipe for that in the description as well. This is the only thing that's not really carnivore, but it's not far off. It's ketovore, keto, whatever you want to call it. I used a clean avocado mayo in this. You can make your own mayo and make it a little bit more carnivore. That's totally fine. Of course, I used questionable ingredients like some sugar-free barbecue sauce, some liquid smoke, some Dijon mustard. But you know what? If you're trying to convince somebody that they can replace Chick-fil-A with something, you're gonna need a Chick-fil-A sauce or a chicken dipping sauce. And this would be the much cleaner, much healthier alternative to that. All right, so let's check out our first nugget. This is the pickle brined one. Can you hear that crunch? So good. Oh man, it's absolutely delicious. All right, I'm gonna try it with my dipping sauce here. Man, that is so good. Who needs Chick-fil-A when you can make something like this at home? Now, the other thing I will say, because I mentioned my kids, liking Chick Fil A and me wanting to have a better alternative for them. When your kids are wanting chicken nuggets and they're wanting them now, they're not going to wait for you to brine these nuggets, bread them, fry them, and the whole shebang, right? They want it pretty instantaneously. From this point that you've got them fried, let them cool off, throw them in the freezer and freeze them. Then you've got your ready-made nuggets to pop in the air fryer or the oven whenever they're craving that chicken nugget. You can heat it up in the air fryer or the oven and it's perfect for them. Here's the one that used apple cider vinegar as the brine. Let's give it a try. I suspected that I was gonna taste that apple cider vinegar in here. When I fried them, the ones brined in pickle juice, you don't smell the pickle a whole lot. It's kind of there, but it's not real strong. When I fried these few that I did with the apple cider vinegar, you could smell the vinegar pretty hard when they were frying. And I can kind of taste the apple cider vinegar in here. It's not bad. It's not as good as the pickle brined ones, but it's not bad. It's just a different kind of vinegary flavor than the other one. Definitely, I don't notice it when I have it with the dipping sauce, but between the two, I think I would prefer the pickle brined one over the apple cider vinegar. So if you are a person that does not keep pickles in your household, call your friends, call your family and tell them, hey, whenever you empty out your jar of dill pickles, save the brine for me. And that way you will have some marinade for the next time you're gonna do these. But I think the pickle juice is the ticket. It's what works the best. All right, so this one is the one that is dredged in beef gelatin and then into the egg and then back into the beef gelatin because I ran out of chicken flour. So let's see how this does. Whoa. It's a lot of crunch. In fact, I pulled the chicken right out of it. I just have a whole bunch of crunch left over in this little bitty bit of chicken right there in the corner. That's pretty good. All right, so the crunch is amazing. The crunch is amazing on all of these, to be honest, but the beef gelatin, that is a completely different level of crunch, and it's really good. The main difference is, and you can even see it when I pick these up off the plate. So this is the side that the one breaded in chicken flour was sitting on the plate. So in the grease, you don't see a big grease spot on it. It's soaked in and it's not a big thing. This one, the top of it has got a bit of an oil slick, and then the bottom side where it was sitting in the grease, it is an oil slick on there. The gelatin is holding on to that tallow pretty hard. So as I'm eating this one, I can feel feel the grease kind of seep out of it as I'm chewing it versus the one with the chicken flour. Both are delicious. I would say if you're wanting a really nice, enjoyable experience, go with the chicken flour and the beef gelatin, not just beef gelatin. But if you want something super crispy, and at the same time, you want some nostalgia when you get fast food fried chicken where you bite into it and there's just a whole bunch of grease, sure, go for it. Why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to check the description for the full recipe, including that chicken dippin' sauce. This is finally my winning chicken nugget recipe because I have tried the ones in the past breaded in pork panko. My kids cannot be fooled by pork panko. They're not happy with the porky flavor that comes with it. So this option where we have got our chicken flour on here, this is incredible. They are going to love these. So it is time for you to get in your kitchen, make your family some chicken nuggets. Come find me over on X or on Instagram if you are looking for some inspiration on what a carnivore eats from day to day, because I will post what I eat every single day following a carnivore diet. It'll be 4 years and a few months for me. And I know there's people out there that are curious, what the heck does a person eat when they are just eating meat for 4 years? So feel free to follow me over there. Come say hey. I love to chit chat with you guys. And while we are on the conversation of getting to know each other and chit chatting, make sure you leave me a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps me reach more people. Dairy-free carnivore is a very small niche that there are not a lot of people sharing recipes for. I want to make sure I can get this information out to anybody who is looking for it. And while you are doing those things to help me out, would you please leave me a comment? Like I said, I love to chit chat with you guys. Tell me, do you still eat chicken on a carnivore diet? Do you look for healthier alternatives for your kids with things like chicken nuggets when you get the ones at the store that are cooked in gluten and seed oils and all the garbage that they don't need? Are your kids hounding you to go to a Chick Fil A drive-thru still and all you can think about is that long list of ingredients that is even on their grilled nuggets? Like it's insane. Let me know your thoughts. Where do you stand on the whole chicken conversation? Do you have kids that are loving chicken? Do you yourself love chicken? What's the deal? Because I'm gonna tell you, I think it's delicious. It doesn't fill me up. I'm gonna be hungry later. I have to have some beef in my day or else I'm gonna be eating like every couple of hours. But it is delicious and it is nutritious and it does have a lovely amount of protein, and of course you can add your lovely fats to it. I think chicken makes a great side dish. So why not have a few chicken nuggets as your side dish for your next meal? Now, if you love my chicken nugget recipe, I bet you are going to love my carnivore corn dog recipe as well. I will have it linked over here at the end of the video, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Until then, bye!
She's the friendly neighborhood carnivore with a talent for cooking up a meaty uproar. From juicy steaks to sizzling ribs galore, she'll have you coming back for more. Fellas, smash that like button. She's the carnivore cooking queen. On your screen, bringing the meaty scene. Come on over and join the team for a culinary dream.